Well, hello, students. Welcome back. Today, I want to go over with you civil liberties and civil rights and what the difference between these two things are. So, first, just to distinguish, civil liberties are the protections of citizens against government abuse that can be found in the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. You're probably most familiar with protections against government abuse as outlined in the Bill of Rights, and I'm going to go through a bunch of those today. And then civil rights are government policies to protect individuals from discrimination, any kind of discrimination. Okay, so here are some of your civil liberties included in the First Amendment. We've got freedom of religion. So, freedom of religion means the government may not establish an official religion, they cannot endorse an official religion, and they cannot unduly interfere with the free exercise of religion. So, you're free to practice any religion you choose. Okay. Also, the freedom of speech is included in your First Amendment liberties. Individuals are free to express their opinions and beliefs. Okay. Freedom of the press. So the press is free to gather and publish information, including that which criticizes the government. So that is a protection outlined in the Bill of Rights. Okay, and then freedom of assembly. So individuals may peacefully gather. Freedom of petition. Individuals have the right to make their views known to public officials. Okay, whether it's like signing a petition or some kind of protest, anything like that. The freedom to peaceably assemble and to petition the government. You do have the right to criticize your government. Okay. However, these freedoms, these civil liberties are not absolute. So there are some limits to your rights. So you cannot publish lies. So again, even though there is freedom of the press, you cannot publish lies that destroy someone's reputation and claim that freedom of speech protects you from a lawsuit. Okay, so there can be consequences. The Constitution protects people from actions of the government, not from actions taken by private individuals or groups. Okay, so a police officer, as an agent of the government, cannot search your bedroom for drugs without a warrant, but your mom can. Okay, and there's also something called the constitutional floor. So states and local governments have laws to protect civil liberties. These can be more protective of rights than the Constitution, but not less protective. And this is what is known as that constitutional floor because it represents the lowest possible protection. States and municipalities can go higher than the floor, but not lower than the constitutional floor. I'm going to give you an example of that. Okay, so for example, federal law and the Supreme Court have not specified that people who are homosexual are protected from housing and employment discrimination. However, many city governments have passed laws protecting them. All right, so and here is a map to show you across the United States where are LGBTQ employees most vulnerable. All right, and you can see that there are 32 states with limited to no protections for transgender, lesbian, gay, and bisexual workers. However, I do want to point out that as of April 2020, this map, especially the map of Virginia, has changed. So in April of this year, Governor Ralph Northam signed the Virginia Values Act, which does prohibit discrimination based on sexual orientation and gender identity. So I linked to this week's assignment, I linked the press release of that law. So feel free to browse it. It's pretty short, but it does. So Virginia has updated since this map was created. So just some interesting information for you. Okay, so I hope that you find this week's activity interesting and I can answer